Okay, so totally raw because it is. Let's just get my notes and we will get started. Where is it? Okay. I'll probably just put that there. Is that too bright? Okay. That's the wrong thing. Right. So. Hello. Welcome to One Way Ticket. It's my one-way ticket. I hope that it can be your one-way ticket too. Some rain coming in, but hey, yeah, I hope it can be your one-way ticket too. I'm basically, well, I, like many of us, feel, and maybe have always felt, I know I have, that life is meant to be different than what it is. One-way ticket is, for me, is a one-way ticket to being me. Is a one-way ticket to freedom, and freedom to me means the ability to be spontaneous. And I don't mean spontaneous in the way that you can just do whatever you want or it's somehow random. It's more the case of over 20 plus years, let's say more than that, the same themes come up over and over again. I still want to do the same things I wanted to do when I was 16, 17. I'll give you an example so there's some clarity there. Draw, express myself through paint, and share the ideas and the feelings that are in me, and share the way that I see the world. That's just something I've always wanted to do, and that feels to me, and it's spontaneous. It's like I don't sit there and say I'm going to draw this or I'm going to do this for this exhibition or something like that. It's just what it is, and I don't know when it's going to be there, but I can definitely work on making the conditions right so that it has more chance to be there. Anyway, not to go too deep into that, it's that type of thing. That to me is freedom, the spontaneity to decide I'm going to make a track and make one, not put it off for 5 years because I didn't find the time to do it because I was scared I wouldn't have any money, or go and do some gardening because I really want to take care of the garden, and yet I can't do that because I need to do this and do that. This channel is called the One Way Ticket Diary, and it will be my diary. It is my accountability to be here and to show up. That doesn't even make sense, but you know what I mean. And I'm just doing this raw now because there's no editing. This room is a mess. It will be and has been a creative room for me, but I actually work in the front room at the moment because I have a 6-month-old and I don't want to be away from her or mum, so I work close with them. But yeah, it will be something, and I hope that you'll see it be something. I actually decorated half of it. I started using it a little bit, ranting. So one-way ticket to being me. So I said about reoccurring themes, and what I started doing, I think it was about 3.5 years ago, is writing things down in a much more thorough way than I'd ever done before. I built this little system that was purpose, priority, goal, action, and out the end of it you get your purpose. I'll go into that another time, but essentially what that did was I just started writing down often what was meaningful to me, a list of things that still meant something to me. And sometimes I'd create these, like, I would write all of the categories down, and then I would write what I want to do and how I might achieve it, and I kind of keep that to the side. And I think that got me through some really grueling times of trying to hang on to the job life, whilst I knew I had all of these things that I wanted to do. At least if they were there, it felt like I wasn't letting them go. And rather than just keep those same ones, I would write them in little notes, write them on a piece of paper. I did the whole category thing again. I went through my framework thing that I made over and over again. And it's like every time I did it, no matter what, I'd always just end up with pretty much the same stuff. But it has evolved, and doing that has evolved me. I've journaled a hell of a lot, to the point where I stopped journaling and just started. It turned into more writing. There was less exploration and more inspired thought. I do a lot of self-inquiry, always have done. I don't stop thinking. I'm one of those people that just can't stop. No, that's wrong. I can stop, but I don't want to. And that sounds funny because that's what all addicts say, but no, I've meditated for a very long time, and quieting the mind is not hard, but I love thinking, and I love thinking about stuff, and especially the stuff that I'll talk about here. So anyway, that's a little bit about the fact that what that was actually meant to represent was I didn't come here randomly. This isn't a one-way ticket I've randomly bought. It's not spontaneous in the fact that I just thought, I'll just get a one-way ticket. It's more like my whole life is kind of accumulated to the point where it's like the pressure is there now, and I have to buy the one-way ticket because nothing else is going to work. And it's just everything is all of these notes that I've been writing, and basically the writing, and I guess what it's done to push my life forward. There has been actions. It's all kind of, it's there, it's bubbling. Skills, experience, and everything, and it's like, what am I doing? I have to just buy a one-way ticket. I actually started writing about the one-way ticket on Threads about 8 months ago. And I was talking about I was doing fasting, and kind of exploring fasting more than I had before, exploring diet, and I would write updates, one-way ticket, and then my daughter was born, and I blanking or just taking a break. My daughter was born, and everything had to be with that. And so I didn't go on Threads or anything like that anymore. I'm not really the biggest fan of social media, as in I never really used it, but this one-way ticket thing and sharing my fasting journey was part of that thing. It's just to say, I've just got to do it. I have to be out there, and being out there and being is kind of a way of saying, like, to yourself, I am actually doing this, and it's not just me pretending that I'm doing it, because I'm sharing it with people and all of that. So yeah, it's not a random thing, it's not spontaneous, it's not out of the blue. One Way Ticket's been around, and I already bought the ticket, and I'm not turning back. An interesting thing happened today, is that before, for a long time, 20 years, I've tried to pitch being me and being this thing that I have to make myself be to earn a living, which is called a job. I pitched them. I couldn't make them work together, and all of this time I've been trying to make them work together. I've been trying to make ways of how could I be myself and make money, and wasn't getting it. Anyway, it's too much to talk about that whole process, 20 years worth of experience, but it's like I've gotten to the point where I feel like they can currently live in the same space. And interestingly, I just got a big job in my contract work that I didn't want in the end, because I actually took on this One Way Ticket more seriously a few days ago, and I was really hating the work. I'm really grateful for having work, man. But I kind of didn't want it. But now it's here, I am happy, because it does mean that I can support my family, and it actually means that this One Way Ticket has so much more ability to be something else, to be something more than just an idea. That's this concept of One Way Ticket for me. I will be massively challenged, because this time I built a website which is essentially this category, or this priority goal action framework, and I'm putting it online, and I will share it here. I will continue to update it. It is my whole life, and what is priorities for me in categories, and it's like priorities for my family, for survival, but also priorities for, let's call it my soul, my creative soul, my thing that actually is here and wants to be human and do it. So I've made it that, and that has to stay, and it has deadlines, and it's all recorded, full history. But right now it's just a basic dashboard for it. I will share that. I'm just working on building something that's a little bit more CMS-like, and hopefully I can share that with you, and hopefully we can kind of have more of us doing this. Like it's helping me already. It's only been 1 day since I've had it, and that's why I'm making this video, because I have to, because there's a checkbox and I have to get the checkbox, otherwise it goes as missed. Right. And alongside that, I just got this big job, 4 or 5 month job. It's for high profile client. It's complex work. It's quite difficult work in some parts, and I will have to be fucking on it. And I cannot let go of where I'm at with this, with my One Way Ticket. And I'm a new parent, and I need to be with my daughter all the time. So yeah, it's going to be challenging. I'm going to film as much of it as possible. I'm going to share as much as possible in terms of like what I'm doing and how I'm solving problems. I think that's it. Didn't actually look at my notes, I just had them on the screen. So I looked at them, but I didn't read them. One Way Ticket, living life from what feels, not what your mind says, but what do I feel? My dream is to be able to wake up in the morning, feel like writing, write, feel like drawing, draw, feel like going for a skate, go for a skate, feel like making a song, make a song, feel like picking up the paintbrush, pick up the paintbrush, but if halfway through I want to go back to the song, I can. And as long as right now, the plan is to just keep the baseline of earning for budget. Now we have the big job that changes. I'll be 5 hours solid work on the job every day, and then the rest of the time I will. So it's kind of made things easier in quite a few ways. So it's strange, because I was planning this video and everything without that job. It was going to be just like try and make my baseline budget for our family, and then the rest of my time was like I have to be one-way ticket on all of my things I want to do. So there's no like, oh well, you know, say for example when I make music, for me music is this thing where I have no idea what I'm going to make, and sometimes it can take a month just to get to where I want to be with a style of beat, the drums, maybe the bass line, and then after that I might make quite a lot of songs. But it's, for me, that on-ramp into a creative spell is usually really long, and I haven't had 30 days since I was 23. That was the last time I made music for real. I've continuously made music, but it's been like write a quick beat for 10 minutes and then quickly run away, because otherwise I'll get too obsessed. I won't listen to music for a whole year, because if I do, it'll inspire me too much and I'll cry, and then no, I don't get upset, but tears do come out my eyes. And so that's why I haven't done it, because it just is. You get too involved with things, I get obsessed with things, and I'm too worried to get obsessed with it and nothing come of it and then be poor, which is what happened to me, and I'll talk about that story another time. But by 23 I was living on a squat floor with chronic back pain. I couldn't walk, with no money, people sharing the food that they got from the bins, for real. It was a really bad place, and I followed definitely some wrong paths, but essentially I just followed the creation path, and I didn't necessarily stop it. I didn't want to go away from it, but anyway, I don't want to go into that too much, because it's about one-way ticket for now. Okay, if anybody's still here, crazy. At the core of me, this is all about freedom, spontaneous, tested over the years, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think that's it. I just say, like, I made this, in a way, making this little website. There's a public version of my private planning that I've been working on over the years. I just did it all over again. Didn't even need to look at any of the notes, never do. It's just like, it's always just still there. Made this site, next day I get this big job, and then I just went to my Instagram, which I just installed again. So I got rid of it when my daughter was born. Had it for 2 months before that, working on the one-way ticket thing. Anyway, I always just want to put it plain out there, like, I don't know why you need to know that I'm not a social media person. No, kind of like that. I don't really care, so I didn't need to say that. So I opened up Instagram. I sent a message to an artist who I respect, and it was 14 months ago that I sent a message asking them about mentoring and kind of consulting on my music. and I just thought they kind of just ignored it, thought I was stupid or something. But they got back to me today, and I just thought that it's those types of synchronicities that people talk about in the manifesting kind of thing. It's like once you put out, and it does happen consistently, when you take the step, you take and you not only you take the step inside, but you actually put actions out into the world, things come back really fucking fast. They really do, and they do every time. When you've done both of those things, like it's flipped in you, and you're on, and then you like take a step forward, and you're not doing it for any other reason than you're following that flip inside. You feel that feeling that you made happen, you know, and then you step into it, something happens. Alright, cool, we made a video, one-way ticket.